Sup guys? This is gonna be a little special. As I'm sure you all know by now, I'm a huge fan of Overwatch. Mostly stick to Widow, D.Va, and Lucio. I haven't played competitively in a while because, well, competitive kinda sucks. Okay, it really sucks. But I'm not gonna get into that whole thing right now. A friend of mine sent me some footage he wanted me to see of a game he played a while ago. I guess he did something ridiculous and wanted me to react to it. So I figured, hey, we have a YouTube channel. Why not react there? Who knows? Maybe I could even give him some pointers that could help other players. So let's get stuck into it. Without further ado, I'm Riley, and this is... Well, it's not technically bullet tuned, so, well, whatever. This is an Overwatch video. Enjoy! Okay, so let's start by having a look at the composition. It's not too bad for the time this footage was taken. Rein, Zarya, Hanzo was a really big thing at the time. Still is, actually. Basically, the setup was to see who could build a Space Dragon combo and press Q first. Well, a triangle in this case, console and all, but you get the idea. Still, there's one thing I want to point out. That off support is a Zenyatta. I like the Moira for this composition. In theory, your Rein and Zarya brawl around the objective to give Hanzo space to hit shots until you build your ults, but the off support of Zen just doesn't do much for this comp. Why is that? Because this comp is incredibly slow. It's gonna have a hell of a time trying to chase down Discord targets. Another thing I'm not really liking is the McCree. He just doesn't give you much of anything that the Hanzo doesn't. A stun, but that's about it. I think what I'd prefer is a Reaper or other brawling utility in the second DPS slot, and a Lucio for the speed boost in the off-support slot. It's a classic death ball plus Hanzo. Lucio speeds all that health and damage onto the enemy faster than they can react without a Lucio of their own. Unless you get bursted down, pretty easy win unless there's a Pharah or something. But that's enough about the composition. To be fair, it's plat. At this rank, you're probably not going to do anything all that fancy.
3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Capture objective A.
Okay, so it looks like the enemy team wants to play super aggro. So the Genji got caught out early and instantly melted by the team. Then... Oh, so you're dealing with one of these Reinhardts, huh? Okay, pro tip, guys, don't do this. That overly aggressive charge probably just cost them the point. I'm calling it here. Before he can put the shield back up, the McCree stuns him and the team just mows him down. And that's the big thing to keep in mind. Without a barrier at the choke, Hanamura A is criminally easy to take. Because of those stupidly aggressive plays, these guys can basically just walk onto the point for free with one first push.
Objective A captured. Commence attack on objective B.
Catch free! Bring me another!
This is my your best shot.
Okay, so they're doing a thing I actually like here, which is to say they push through main. A lot of teams get caught up trying to fight over that top right hallway on Hanamura B, which is especially bad for these deathball comps if there's no Lucio to let you just bowl on through. But there's just one problem here. See this? Yeah, that's RIP. Maybe this guy's just climbed out of gold and doesn't know what he just did wrong, but he's actually just fed his brains out. And here's how. He apparently didn't realize that my buddy just put a bubble on him and it's now gone, meaning it's on cooldown. The Zarya can't protect him anymore from enemy aggression for the next 8 seconds or whatever it was, and he's just blown his charge cooldown to get to the point faster. And if I had to guess... Gee, that's a shock. So yeah, he just gets obliterated. But why did that happen? Well, for starters, he blew the only cooldown he could use as an escape. In fact, he didn't just blow the cooldown. The charge took him so deep into enemy territory alone that it was just easy for the entire enemy team to surround him. So the barrier couldn't save him, even if the friendly Zarya did have it. Moira wasn't with him, so she couldn't keep him alive through that, and Zenyatta's healing wouldn't be enough to keep him alive regardless. He also didn't think about the Brig, who can stun him to drop the barrier. Rein's most reliable way to kill a Brig is to pin her, so if he hadn't used charge just to get to this point, maybe he'd have had the cooldown to try to take her out. Now the only thing that could make this worse is if... Are we sure I'm not watching a bronze or silver match? Okay, so let's play a game, guys. What is this? Well, let's see. It looks an awful lot like a Zen popping his trans into 5 of the enemy team. There's just one itty-bitty problem with that. Most of your team is already dead. The main tank, main support, and main DPS are all gone, meaning you're fighting into a full team with just a low-charge Zarya and a McCree. In other words, this Zen just completely wasted his ultimate. The correct move would have been to just let the whole team die so you can reset and try again. But no, this is plat. Console plat, no less. A fight isn't over until we've blown everything to make sure we win, damn it! People wonder why I avoid comp like the plague now. Anyway, there's one other thing I kinda glossed over. Low charge Zarya. Realistically, there is no reason to run the Rein, Zarya, Hanzo into the enemy team. Why? Because the enemy team's overall damage is too focused and low, making it incredibly difficult to build up charge. So I'd say to change up the whole composition, but we'll see. So yeah, they lose the fight. Not sure what my buddy here is doing. Maybe trying to just farm up ult charge? I don't know.
My ultimate is charging. My ultimate is charging.
I will never surrender.
So it looks like the group's about to reset, and what was that? Did he just... Wait. Holy crap, he did! Oh man! Okay, so I'm pretty sure what happened there was that this Rein tried to charge over the left side of the map and he fell off. Yeah, don't know if this is obvious or not, but Rein can't fly. No way he makes it over that gap without help from a Mei or Symmetra or something like that. Oh man, that's too funny. But in all seriousness, that basically tells me what you're playing with here. This guy is not a Rein player. Otherwise, he'd have known that. Okay, well, whatever. Live and learn. Now, the team should wait a bit to... No. No! No! You do not go in after that! When your main tank dies, guess what you should do? Spoiler alert, the answer is to wait for them! Never push without your main tank. It's suicide, especially on assault maps. So, let me guess what happens next. Oh look, going in without both tanks meant immediately losing the main DPS and main support again! Yet when the Rein finally gets back, he decides to go in anyway. Which tells me no one is paying attention to the kill feed. Christ, this is giving me a headache. And flashbacks. Okay, whatever. So, our pal decides to follow, for some reason. I think the thought process is, okay, maybe we can keep him alive long enough for the respawns to come in. That could potentially work, especially since you traded the Zen for an Ana, which I just noticed. Pro tip, guys, Ana Moira is a downright awful support combo. Neither of them have defensive ultimates, so any comp running them is super weak to team wipe combos. Ana's a little better at it now that her ult's been buffed, but that still only saves one person, and it still won't work at all most of the time. This Reinhardt using the charge to get places quickly needs to stop. It's bugging the hell out of me. So, once again, all it does is make it so he can't get out once he's in trouble. And once again, the Zarya's bubble is down, so she can't save him from the thrashing he's about to take, save for walking up to him and using her own bubble to body block. But that's not an ideal strategy.
You're covered.
Ugh, this is just tragic. I see what's happening here. I see what you were trying to do, but... oh man, that's... yikes. Okay, so Ana managed to connect the sleep dart on Genji as he was entering Dragonblade. However, 3 things happened that should have triggered an immediate retreat. First of all, no Reinhardt, so no appropriate follow-up to instantly kill him. If they attack now, all that happens is he wakes up with his blade out and proceeds to kill everyone. But it doesn't look like Ana is paying attention to this. So our buddy decides, probably against his better judgment, to do something stupid and stick around long enough to get his bubbles back and defend the Ana. 100% that's what he's trying to do. But look a little closer. So Genji just got slept with his blade, but his team has come to bail him out. Not only did a Brig show up to instantly heal him to full health, but a Zarya bubbled him to keep him from dying. Ugh, feels bad, man. Right as you got the grab, too. Well, whatever. Hindsight's 20/20 and all that. Well, it's not too bad. Looks like you're still winning the fight at least. Well, that was all just one huge mess. Really just unlucky there. Wasn't much you could have done. Nothing shy of changing up the composition anyway. Yeah, if the Ryan was more aware, he could have blocked that, but really not the most reliable answer since the rest of the team was on the ground with you. Yeesh, this is actually kind of long. Wait, this is a 2CP map. Ah, crap, did he send me a Draw-Nomura game? Alright, hang tight, guys. I'm gonna skip ahead a bit, see what else is worth talking about. So that last fight was basically just one long brawl. They grinded it out and capped the point. Which means, yeah, this is probably a Draw-Nomura game. God, I hate these. Fine, whatever. Let's look at the composition real quick. I still don't like Ana Moira, but the defensive McCree soldier isn't great either. It hardly gives you any real utility. Poor shield break, poor mobility, poor everything really. Nothing on this team threatens tanky comps with a lot of healing, which is a problem. Though the main thing I'm worried about is actually this Reinhardt, but we'll see.
G'day, cover.
I have found her!
Yeah, so this Ryan has basically just signaled to me that he's out of his mind.
Time to raise my DPS.
Oh look, the Ryan got himself deleted, leaving this diva to solo tank at the choke. Fantastic. Alright, looks like some heroics from Moira and Diva saved the point, so that's good.
I'm on fire.
My ultimate is charging.
I need to recharge.
What the hell is this? You deal with the push and Ryan goes off to chase a Genji like he just saw a butterfly? Dude, get your ass back to the choke! Ugh, just play the rest. Okay, so here's what happened throughout all that. Ryan went to chase a Genji and left the point unguarded. Diva, afraid to go to the choke without the Ryan, sat back in the most pacifistic way you can imagine, instead of going to at least threaten the enemy up there. Though, I guess I can understand that, to a point. Look. speaking as a diva main myself, that combination is a nightmare for a diva player. It doesn't give you an excuse to just roll over like you did, but that trio does generally mean death for a diva. Diva without her mech is basically useless, so yeah. The only defense he really has against getting peeled like a sardine can is Rein's barrier. But when he did finally decide to come back, he also got afraid to walk back to the point for some reason. And they lose the fight. So, from there it's looking like they basically just get snowballed like crazy and roll into the next phase, huh? Yeah, thought so. Alright, on to the next. Okay, composition time. So it looks like my friend's going for Rein this time, just to keep the other guy from getting him. Probably a good idea. Also got a Brig instead of an Ana, which is also a pretty decent call. But still, they're playing around a 2-minute deficit. It's gonna be one Herculean task just to get a draw, let alone win. So it looks like what you're doing is trying to play a little more passively, just to get ult charge and punish anyone playing too aggressively. Ouch. So yeah, caught out and killed. But you got the Zarya, and your team was able to frag out from there, it looks like. Lucky for sure. But no second point cap, purely because of how little time you guys had. And now it's basically playing for a draw.
Complete.
Okay, so let's take a look at this composition. Still on the Rein, which is good. We've got a Mei and Junkrat, decent DPS duo there. Especially the Mei if they run the Rein Zarya again. Split off the main tank at the choke with a wall and everyone just pounces him. The Roadhog I don't have a problem with, though I'd prefer the Diva. But we're back to the Zen just in case. This is looking like a better composition overall than pretty much anything you had before. I might have preferred the Mercy to the Moira since this is before she got nerfed into the ground, but this is fine. Now, what I mainly want to pay attention to is the contrast between my buddy's Reinhardt play and the other guys. So, here we go. Alright, already one major difference. He hasn't charged headlong into the full enemy team like a crazy person. Also, when his barrier gets burnt, he backs up for a bit to let it recharge. But notice he never steps far away from the choke. He's just stepping around the corner. If anyone comes through, there's still the threat of the hammer, as well as the threat of him charging across the choke, not through it, to pin someone. Junkrat's putting in a good amount of work, and they've also traded the Mei for a Hanzo, it looks like. And he's doing a good job of shelling out damage too. He's trying to not actually let the shield shatter, he's letting it get right to the danger zone, then stepping aside. That way, he doesn't have to let it recharge and wait through the cooldown. Once his shield gets low, he steps out of the way and lets the Roadhog body block in the choke. Hog is durable and can heal himself. Just the threat of tanky bodies in the way is pretty much good enough to stop aggression from comps like what the enemy is running. They don't have the burst damage they'd need to get through it. So there's no real threat of face tanking for a bit. I like it. Alright, now here's another big thing. See this right here? That would be someone on the point, but notice what he's doing. While the team goes to deal with that, he's staying by the choke, guarding it to zone the rest of the enemy team out, and buying time for his allies to scare off or kill the flanker. That's actually a pretty good move in this situation. Even when he does get moved, he just goes right back to the door.
I welcome
Oof, that was a rough charge there, but I think it ultimately did one thing pretty well, even if it was completely by accident. It moved the enemy Rein way out of position, though I did notice he almost fell into that trap of sitting on the objective. And what have we here? That sounds an awful lot like a Genji popping Dragon Blade on the point. But there's one thing I'm glad you didn't do, and that's turn around to fight him. You are a Platinum Rein without Earth Shatter. It is not your job to go kill a Genji with Dragon Blade. You will die. And if you do that, they get through the choke. The best thing to do in that situation is trust your team to deal with it and keep zoning out the enemy at the choke. And what do you know? He killed the Zen. That's unfortunate. Zen just used trans a moment ago too, if I remember that right. So there wasn't much he could have done about that. But look. Looks like Roadhog just killed the Genji for some sweet revenge. Good work there. And already he's more effective on Roadhog than he ever was on Reinhardt. I also like how spread out your team is playing. And that's why. Yeah, that's the downside to not having a diva to eat those, but because not everyone is all clumped up behind you, it only catches you and the Junkrat. And big credit to the supports, keeping you alive through that. By all means, you should have been dead. Oh wait, does that clock say... Holy crap! I mean, holy crap! At the start of the game, they had nearly 5 minutes to take just the first point and a single tick on point B. But now it's their second attack, and they have less time than you guys did on your turn. And they haven't made any progress. That's impressive. I mean, compare this to how badly you guys got dismantled on that first round of defense. Talk about night and day.
My ultimate is charged.
Into the iris, tranquility.
Oh, dude, sick! That's just the icing on the cake right there! Oh, I should probably explain what just happened. Okay, so he got hammered down, but instead of him getting pinned, one of his allies took that hit for him. So what does he do? Try to kill the Rein? Nope. He takes advantage of the fact that the enemy Rein is now behind him and uses Earth Shatter to deny the rest of the team, kill one of their supports, and zone out the enemy Rein. That's probably a fight winner. And look how much time is left.
30 seconds.
Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. Attack,
Oh, dude, there is no way. At this point, there is nothing they can possibly do to win this game. At best, they can get some miracle play and force a draw. Damn, dude, you guys actually pulled that off. And to add insult to injury, you even killed the Hanzo and won the Rein duel at the end. Nice. Alright, so yeah, it's pretty clear that the better Rein play was a huge plus to the team, on top of really good support play in that last round. The DPS were never much of a problem, aside from some really suspect early hero picks. I think my buddy definitely needs to work on charges. Pretty much all but one of them were pretty bad, and one was good by accident, but at least they were all safe instead of suicidal. Anyway, that's all I've got for you this time, guys. What'd you think of this sort of match analysis style video? If you liked it, give that like button a zap. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell to be notified whenever we upload a new video. That's it for me. I'm Riley, and as always, stay... wait, alright, different show. Take care!